我是大家好，今天我是容易的帮带日记 Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid 15-3 The time I made the biggest mistake of my life. Okay, this is just part 2 of the last chapter, but I got so mad writing it I kind of had to take a break. But I gotta take some deep breaths because this chapter is gonna be even harder to write. The next day during the math test, I tried to use my notes to help, but they were all out of order. Plus, it was hard to concentrate because Greg kept trying to ask me questions. Blah, blah, blah. Some of other kids were getting stressed out about the test too, because tiny learners got dizzy and Miss Beck had to take him to the nurse's office. Well, as Miss Beck left the room, Greg stood his chair real close to mine and looked over my shoulder. I whispered to Greg to go away, but he was trying to chat. But Greg said it's not chatting since we were study partner and we're both had the same information in our brain. I guess he had a point, but I still didn't feel good about it. Then Greg said he already finished his test and was only trying to make sure I got the right answer. And that made me feel kind of nervous because I wasn't perfect about a few of them. So I let Greg check over my test, and believe me, if I could do everything over again, I wouldn't have let him. Yep, I got 180 for number 82. Yeah, this is some really good stuff. After a minute, I started thinking maybe Greg wasn't just looking over my test to check my answer, but that he was copying me. And it was too late to stop him, so I tried to pretend it wasn't happening. La la la, it isn't happening. Greg pushed his chair to bed its normal spot right before Miss Beck came back. And when the bell rang for the end of class, she went around and colored all of our paper. Gosh. The next day, Miss Beck gave our test back, and I got an 89 pastor. 我不太会念数字。I was a kind of disappointed in myself because I usually do a lot better, but Greg got an 89 too, which was really good grade for him. Woohoo! But if you think this chapter had a happy ending, well, guess what? It doesn't. When the class ended, everyone got up to leave, but Miss Beck told me and Greg to stay in our seat. After everyone left, Miss Beck told us she wanted to talk to us about our test. She said she noticed we got the same grade and we got the same answer right. But Greg said it made sense because we're study partners and we knew all the same stuff. I feel pretty glad Greg is my friend because he's real good at explaining stuff like to grown-ups. I thought Miss Beck was gonna let her live, but she didn't. She said it seemed a little surprised that our test was in the and she put them side by side to show us what she meant. Well, that's when I found out Greg copied everything on my test, even my name. Math 2, name. Rolly Jeff said, Chapter 8, Test 1. A point have no dimension, only position. 2. A polygon is two-dimensional shape made up for straight lines. Angle in a triangle add up to 90 degrees. 4. The area of circle is circle. What kind of lines are these? Miss Beck said it was about that Greg copied my paper, so he was going to serve 3 days of session, plus he had to take the test over. I thought Miss Beck was gonna give me diction too, but she didn't. But what she said was worse than diction. Wrongly, I'm disappointed in you. Miss Beck said she wants us to learn a lesson from this, and we both thought it wouldn't never happen again. Miss Beck said, well, that's good because when people know your tutor is follow where you go. Then Miss Beck said we are free to go. Greg got up and left, but I gave Miss Beck a hug to show her I was sorry. But I think maybe I hugged her for too long. Okay, that is enough, Ronly. On the way home from school, I all kept thinking about what Miss Beck said about being a cheater. Well, I learned my lesson, but I'm not so sure about Greg. The next day, Miss Beck made Greg sit in the back of the class and take the test. But Greg was asking me questions pretty much the whole time, and I pretended I couldn't hear him. And if you like wrongly, why are you still friends with Greg? Well, my answer is Greg is still a good friend. He's just a bad study partner. Plus, he was the only person I know who can lay an egg. At the time, Greg totally had my back. Okay, Greg, if I'm still reading this, then sorry if I made you bad in the last 2 chapters, but don't worry, because in this one you are gonna come out looking pretty good. So last year, our science teacher was Mrs. Modi, but when she had a baby, the school got this guy named Mr. Hardy to fill in for her. So I think Mrs. Hardy used to teach at the school long time ago, and now they bring him back whenever they need a long-term sub. Mr. Hardy. I thought Mr. Hardy was just going to do things the same way as Mr. Modi, but I was wrong. All Miss Hardy did every day was write our whiskers on the board and write our homework on the board and then read at his desk for the rest of class. Homework due problems 1 to 11, page 92. After like the third day, kids start goofing off during class, and Miss Hardy didn't even care. One time, a crowd of kids tried to kill a bug by dropping their textbook on it. Luckily, the bug got away, but but even with all the noise, Miss Hurdy never looked up. Maybe Mr. Hurdy wouldn't bother, but I couldn't concentrate on my aunt's homework with all that going on every day. Greg told me I was wasting my time doing the daily homework because Mr. Hurdy was never gonna even look at them. Greg said I should just leave it up with everyone else until Mr. Smody returned and things went back to normal. Well, guess what? Mr. Smody didn't come back. She decided she wanted to be a famous mom, 就是全职妈妈, and that means Miss Hurdy was our teacher for the rest of the year. Now that Miss Hurdy was our official science teacher, I thought things wouldn't get better, but they got worse. Then on the last day of school, Miss Hurdy announced she was gonna give everyone their grade. Well, that freaked out most kids in my class because just about everyone served an F. Miss Hurdy started going down the stairs and whispering each kid's grade in their ear. But Miss Hurdy doesn't have a whispering voice, so everybody else could hear what he was saying. The first kid to get his grade was the next. He got C, but Miss Hurdy talked real slow, so it sounded more like this: C. The next kid got C too, and so it did every kid after that. Even Greg got C, and he didn't turn in a single homework, and he was real happy about it because he didn't want to go to summer school. C. Yes. So then it was my turn, and I was kind of crossing my finger, hope I did a good grade. But I got the same grade as everyone else. C. So I got Greg was right. Let Miss Hurdy never look at lost homework. Miss Hurdy moved on to the next kid, but all of a sudden, Greg stood up and agreed with Miss Hurdy. Greg told him I was the only kid who did any work and that he's a terrible teacher unless someone should report him to the professor. I was pretty shocked, but Greg never stood up for me like it before. For a second, I thought Miss Hurdy was gonna send Greg to the professor. But after a minute, Mr. Hurdy whispered a new grade in my ear. B. On the walk home, I told Greg he was a great person for doing that for me. And I said, now what, even for last time I saved him from Kevin Larkin's birthday party. But Greg said what he did for me was better than getting him out of Kevin's party. He said by getting me that B, he probably just saved me from getting some crappy job later in left. So I said, okay, how much more I do have to do until we're even? And then he drew a chart to show me what you owe me, what you have earned so far. I guess that means I've got a long ways to go. but that is okay because me and Greg are gonna to be friends for a long time, and I've got a lot of chance to pay him back. The time I relax, maybe Greg doesn't always tell truth. So after that time me and Greg were studying partners, I asked him how the heck he laid that egg, and he told me he can lay any kind of egg he wants. And I said, okay, let's lay an ostrich egg. And he said, for that he didn't need to eat a lot of potato chips, and he took some of mine. Munch. But a few days later, when I stopped by Greg's house to pick him up for school, his mom gave him an egg for his lunch. And I remember Greg always had the hard-boiled eggs for lunch, and so he must have one in his coat pocket the night we studied together. Roland made me start to wonder if some other stuff I knew about Greg isn't true. We were being friends a long time, and he told me a bunch of things that seemed a little shaky, so now I'm kind of thinking not everything he told me is 100% extra. Here are a few things I'm starting to wonder about. Greg said he is dating a supermodel, but he'll have to keep it a secret since her partner would get loose if people found out she's dating a middle school kid. Perfume 是法文的香水。Greg said whenever she goes on TV, she sends him secret messages by blinking. Blink! I miss you too. Greg said that one time he threw a frisbee and the wind took it so far that it went all the way around the world and hit him in the back of his head. So that's why he won't play sports anymore. Boink! Oh! 3. Greg said the star on that of phone is really a snowflake, and it's just line to the North Pole. So whenever I do something Greg doesn't like, he told me he's gonna report me to Santa. 4. Greg said that when he was baby, his mom brought him to a model street, and they took some pictures for Dipper Cream Eddie. Greg said that Eddie never ran in Guinness State, but if he went to Kansas, he'd get totally marvelous. 5. Greg said that he came up with Disney 就是防守 chance at baseball game, and every time course then he get $100 sent to his bank account. Defense 卡钱就是我赚翻的。6. Greg said he's 500 years old, but he doesn't get and he has to move every few years, so no one will filter it out. He said he knew Abraham Lincoln in middle school, and he was kind of good. CC. 7. Greg said there is a form you can fill out as a turn how to lunch upon any kid you want, and lets he rope me, so now I have to do whatever he tells me. Get me some snacks, son. 8. Greg said that he can turn into any from water, whatever he wants. But when I asked him to turn into a glass of water, he said last time he didn't let Roderick drink him, and it took 2 days to get back a human form. 9. Greg said he only used 5% of his brain, and if he wants to, he could leave a building with his mind. I said maybe I could leave a building too, but he said probably not, because I'm already used 100% for my brain. Shit. 10. Speaking of brains, Greg said he got ESP, 就是第六感, and he always knew what I'm gonna do before I do it. This one might actually be true because I was seeing him to do it a bunch of time. I knew you were about to lick that pipe cycle. Wow. Anyway, I'm guessing a list of helpless stuff made up, but I just writing down here in case it isn't. And for the recurrent Greg been eating a lot of my potato chips over the last 3 weeks, and there's still no earthquake egg. 那今天就先到这里。